about
So therefore, how do you build your, how do you reach the unreached? You're talking about, enable Vaani as a community network where
absolutely.
it creates user generated content. And in marketing world we talk about it as UGC, but you
Yes,
are building it as user generated content in your community networks, and therefore you reach the unreached, and that's really how you build the pull from the people who need a
absolutely.
support, right?
Absolutely. And when people are seeing value in coming, because what we saw is that there are people who will not complete their day unless they log in at least 3 times onto the
Mm,
platform. A lot of people
mm,
asked me, Moses, but how do you ensure that it's always up and running? I said,
mm,
yeah, well, we don't need to think about technical solutions because there are communities always watching out.
mm,
Even if the platform is down for a minute, we
mm,
will get to know because the community is actually because the people are waiting to log into the platform, right? So
mm.
when you created that sense of belongingness, I think a lot of monitoring evaluation that we traditional way that we talk about can be taken care, but
So
fully giving the control. Yeah,
okay, so therefore, to reach the unreached, you built a community network to
correct.
attract them into, into your fold, right?
Absolutely.
Now, how do you attract the ones who want to give these, people with, disabilities the opportunity and empower? So how do you reach out to them through campaigns?
Absolutely. I think again that's a very interesting question. But nothing, like succeed like success, right? So one of the things when we talk about employers, what we did very early is that we built something called business case. So we
Okay.
went to corporate saying that you only hire persons with disability if it makes your business sense,
Hmm.
and we tell you how it's important and it's imperative for your business to hire persons with disabilities.
Hmm.
Over the years, we kind of we evolved a business case where we talk about how your own leadership quotient will, your ability to solve problems will increase if you have
Hmm.
persons with disabilities in your team. Your team morale will go up. You will have access to an alternate pool of suitable candidates because otherwise you are not looking at persons with disabilities as your potential pool, but
Hmm.
suddenly now when you tap into that, you will have a talent pool there and so on and so forth. So we created a business proposition at the first place.
Hmm.
Second thing that what we realized is we always have to understand the challenge from their perspective.
Hmm.
See, I think people, even today, there's a lot more work to be done. There are a lot of more companies can hire, a lot more work to be done. It's not that companies are not hiring because they don't want to hire persons with disability. It's just that they don't know how to include.
Hmm.
So when you think from their perspective, what is the things that can go wrong?
Hmm.
In our workshops, we talk about actually very, and this is innovation by Shanti.
Hmm.
When we talk about disability, a lot of times, we can talk about so many technical details and all that. People get scared because people are not able to visualize, hey, I, as an individual who have eyesight, cannot do things without eyesight. How will
Hmm.
this person who has no eyesight can do these things?
Hmm.
Obviously, people will not be able to visualize. So
Hmm.
what we have done is that demystifying disability is very important in the terms that is relatable to people. So in
Okay.
our workshop, we actually talk about disability as an ability and inability.
Hmm.
And today, if I ask you what is your inability, for example, your inability can be swimming or cooking, or in my case, singing. For example, I can't sing in my own bathroom.
Hmm.
So that's my inability.
Hmm.
But I have some other abilities.
Hmm.
And how do we overcome some of our inabilities? Using solution. For example, we don't climb up, 50th, 54th floor by steps
Hmm.
because we have inability of going up that height. So we use elevator as a solution.
Hmm.
If I had to come to you and meet you in Bombay, I can't fly like a bird.
Hmm.
That's my inability. But I can use a plane to fly. So
Hmm.
that's a solution. So we understood the problem from the employer side,
Hmm.
how deep it is. It's about, when nobody has exposure, that's in for them, it's a disability. What can person with disability do? Because they are not able to visualize. If they can't hear, they can't speak, or they can't see, they can't walk for a minute, they're not able to visualize their life. But here is somebody with a disability has overcome the challenge, or have solution to overcome the challenge, have had the journey. It's not overnight.
Correct.
The person is ready for working or doing things. So we designed our awareness programs, our engagement from the understanding from the perspective of employer. So that's why we have a very nuanced approach to to rally people, to bring people, or outreach for the employers. The nuance is, for example, we also not only just do awareness for top leaders, or hiring people. We also conduct workshops for peers, because they have to work with persons with disability day in and day out, and their understanding of disability has to be very different from a hiring or a CEO level or a hiring boss or whatever, right? So, and we actually created a term called includability, ability
Mm.
to includability. Again, this word is coined by Shanti at EnAble
Mm.
India. So, which is about, we realize that ability to include is no longer just a you know it's not having awareness. It's actually a skill. It requires competency and it requires knowledge,
Mm.
right? So we created that word, and we actually run programs for leaders to become includable and so on and so forth. So in short, what you asked: build a business case, understood the problem from their perspective, and created a interventions at multiple levels, and that can be consumed in a small bite size as well. So this is how we work with the employers.
Very interesting. So, I want to summarize what you said in a couple of what you're saying. So, what you do really is build the, build the groundswell in corporates
Yeah,
by building awareness with people with abilities about their disabilities,
correct.
right?
Yeah, abilities
So,
and yeah, inabilities. Yeah.
yeah. So therefore, that's how you build the momentum there. How do you
Therefore,
identify?
the relatability gets built, right? Because then we say, hey, like you have inabilities, persons with
Yeah,
disabilities,
I love
perhaps.
the I
Yeah,
love the inability and the ability comparison. I think it's a beautiful way of making it relevant, and it's a communication language, or it's a marketing language where people can relate it to, right?
absolutely.
The relatability is very high.
Yeah.